But as a coach, right, like, how could I not be like in an angry mood all the time? Because my job is literally to be eternally dissatisfied. Like, my job is to tell you, no, that's not good enough, be better. Basically, at the crux of my job. So, like, even if you are doing great, I'm still finding ways to make you better. So I'm never satisfied with where we're at. And then, you know, it's just funny. But those rants come every day when I'm coaching, because I'm always in that fucking... It's like the same way Michael Jordan and athletes talk about getting in the zone, right? That's how I am as a coach. Like I get in, like all season, when it's time to go, like, I'm on all the time. And then when it's the off season, I'm off, bro. And I'm a totally fucking different person. I can't be that all the time. So, like, when I'm here, I'm like this. I'm chill, I'm friendly, I'm goofy. You know, but when it's the season, it's time to fucking compete. Like, it's time to go. Yeah, yo, the rants are fire. Like, I need to, so I'm trying to create a podcast that kind of, like, I need the right host, right? But I need someone that's good at getting that shit out of me. Like, somebody, like, literally dumb questions get that shit out of me. You guys don't ask dumb questions, but on the other page. But there's somebody who knows how to get me going, and, like, I need a platform to go on those rants more and more and more. Because not only just, like, it's just the most inspiring content. Like, there's, like, Graham, one of our guys, one of our most talkative guys here, one of our most active guys, he talks about how he told me he listens to that epic Bean Talk rant every fucking morning. I had someone in the comments, right, what's a trigger step? I had somebody, although last week's, who else are you guys still confused with the trigger step or the pressure step? That shit almost had me hot last week, yo. I've never been so fucking blown in my life, aside from the main page. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying with all this shit, but, yeah, anyway, so that rant, and then someone else in the comments today was talking about the last week's. He saw it, because I post the VIP Bean Talks sometimes on YouTube, when they're epic like that, no one really watches them, but just for people to see them and try to encourage people to sign up for this program. And someone watched the last week's, and he was like, oh, that was the most inspiring thing I've heard, like, blah, blah, blah. It's cool. I enjoy the inspirational part. You know, I just never know. It's like Drew, one of the kids who I was telling you was when I be watching that rant, I be yelling at the kid about the coverage triangle. I've been yelling at him. I don't even remember that rant, bro. I wish I could remember what I said. I could go back and watch it. Here's another funny thing about me. I really don't like watching myself talk or listening to myself talk, even though I know I'm good at it. And even though, like, I know I have a natural gift for it, there's very few things where I'm talking that I enjoy listening to again. It's very interesting. So, like, I never really listen to my work again. I just fucking one take hove, just fucking let that shit rip. It's gold every time, and then I'll move on to the next one. But yeah, so Drew, one of the kids, one of our members, right, who's playing in the Big Ten. He plays in Maryland. He was talking about how he was asking, like, yo, I don't know if I have any film to send in. He was like, I feel pretty good about things. And you guys got to understand, like, the point of this is not to force you to send in film every week. Like, if you're doing it right, there should be a beginning stage where you're sending in film because you're learning how to actually do the movements, right? Like, you've never done a trigger step in your life. So you got to send in 17 examples so I can teach you how to do a trigger step properly. But, like, eventually, yo, you like this shit, Joe Perks? They gave this to me at the Super Bowl, man. This shit's fire. Dope color. So eventually, once you build that base level of understanding, like, you're going to plateau. And then it takes weeks of reps to get to the next level, right? But, like, you're not going to make improvements every day. There's not going to be drastic changes in your game every day that I need to watch. So to me, the way this should go is, like, Graham is doing a good job of this, right? Graham, I would say you're almost to the point where you should stop sending me film for a few weeks. Almost, right? Because you're new to this. You're, 2 or 3 weeks in, Graham? Maybe 4. And now you're starting to build that baseline of all these techniques, right? You're starting to build the baseline of your fundamentals. Once you build the baseline, like, it's going to take you 3 weeks of reps to make a difference. You can't get better in 1 week, right? It's going to take a long time for me to then see a difference. So just understand how that works and understand how this fucking program works too, because maybe I'm not fucking clear enough about this, and this shit pissed me off today. We had a kid who was a member for 2 weeks, and he canceled his membership, which is fine. That shit's going to happen. But I DM'd him. I always DM guys when they leave, just asking for feedback. Like, hey, what could we have done better? What were you expecting that you didn't get? And the guy had the fucking audacity to hit me with, he had the fucking audacity to hit me with, oh, you just didn't put out enough new content every day. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what in the world do you think this is? You were a member, like, this is, like, so, like, just understand what you're looking for. I'm not in the business of just putting out fucking content so you feel like you're getting your money's worth. You're only going to get something out of this program if you put effort into it. That's why I run a no bullshit program. You know how much fucking film I have? Guys, I can show you fucking hours of film. You know how easy it would be to categorize it into libraries and charge you $25 a month and hide under a rock and never talk to y'all? That's what most people do. And that's, as a business, that's what I should do. Why the fuck am I spending time? You think, like, I love y'all. You think that my time is worth, like, the amount of headaches I've, hey, send your film here, send your film there, blah, blah, blah. Like, the amount of customer care I give you guys for $15 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. Listen, I'm getting the short end of the stick on that. There's no doubt. But it's not about that for me, right? It's about giving back. It's about affecting the receiver community. It's about all this stuff, right? It's about just uplifting the game. And I know that if I sacrifice short-term earnings to get more people involved and help more people and give more to the community and you know, all that, the long-term will come. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt, bro. He like, listen, there's no way he studied all the content. So this is my point, is the point is not to look for new shit. Like, there's most of you, if I didn't introduce anything other than a trigger step, you still wouldn't fucking have it down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how irresponsible would it be of me to give you 18 different things to work on? Like, you're never going to get any better. Like I just, that's awesome that your dad's blown away by this, Brandon. That means a lot. Where does he coach college football? Or where does he do college football, as you say? But like, yo, like, again, like, I'm going to preach. Are there more things I want to show you guys? There's so much more I want to show you. There's so much more release shit I want to show you, but there's a fine line I'm walking. Yeah, you just got to stick with it. There's a fine line I'm walking here between showing you guys as much as I want to show you, but then confusing you or giving you the shit that doesn't really matter, right? Like all of a sudden we start talking about fancy releases. Well, then fucking Brody Bosch, who's just DMing saying he's never played football before, he's going to think those new releases, oh, funny, Santiago. Yeah, I'll get back to it in a second. But so if I put all these fancy releases and all the high-level stuff I want to show you guys, well, then a beginner's going to come on and study all the fancy shit instead of studying the fundamentals. So I'm not really here to teach you the fancy shit. I kind of do on an individual basis as you guys DM me and shit like that. But I'm here to teach the fundamentals and build your game around that. If I can start a fucking online platform that builds a basic fundamentals and leave the rest for you to figure out, it's the greatest online platform ever invented. Because that's how I want to build the base fundamentals, the right shit, and let you guys figure the rest out through experimentation. Santiago asked, out of curiosity, if someone decides to leave when you block them, bro, he does radio. That's dope. That's dope, Brandon. Bro, when I tell you, right, this is fucked up, but when I tell you that the minute that these guys delete it, I remove them as a follower within seconds. And it's fucked up because I think some of them are like, you know, I already paid for this month, but I just be getting salty about that shit. Like, because I put so much effort into this, man. Like, I don't really take it personally in the sense that like 99% of people when they leave, they say it's something financial. They're like, hey, I love the program, but whatever. But it's not that I take it personally when they leave, but like I do take it personally when they leave. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I work really hard at this. I work really hard at giving you guys honest feedback. I work really hard at like making extra content for you. I work really hard at making this a good service. So when someone doesn't appreciate that, my natural reaction is, all right, fuck you then. Little bitch. But, you know, like, yeah, that's the other thing. I think that's the thing with, you know, doing like month to month is somebody conceivably could sign up for 2 weeks, steal all the content or download it or screen record it or write it down and then leave, right? And they get all of it $15, where like I'm giving you guys $1,000 worth of content for $15 a month. And the point is to stick with it for X amount of months so that you know what I mean? Like, that's the point. I think business model wise going forward, I'm probably going to create a wholesale option, like a 6-month package that, I think I've told you guys already. We're moving to a different platform that's going to have libraries of content and all this stuff. When we do that, I'm doubling the prices. So the $5 membership goes to 10 goes to 20, 15 goes to 30. There will probably be something for you guys where you're grandfathered in. There'll be something for you guys where you're grandfathered into your current prices. Some of them, like, right. So JP, like, that's why JP signed the 5, because he can't afford 10 or 15. So there's always going to be options for you guys for the lower level. Now we might have to raise the minimum. When we have a much better resource available, I'll probably have to raise the minimum, to be honest, just because of business. But they're always going to be the low entry level. But I do think that from a business perspective, so Jacob, exactly what Jacob's saying. This is cool hearing you guys all this. Spence, I'd say it's probably going to be 2 months. And Anyway, I just think some sort of like, hey, here's $300 flat fee for the year is a good way business-wise to go, because I don't get screwed as much where people pay for 1 month, steal the content, and leave. I have to protect myself against that. But anyway, Jacob's saying it would be cool if there was a point where you let us graduate to more advanced content. So we have an app in the works, a crazy software that's going to do something like that. Essentially, it's going to, when you get your evaluation, you're going to get Madden ratings. And based on where your Madden rating is, you'll like it, you know, each attribute will be ranked like Madden, and based on where your Madden rating is, it will unlock certain training programs for you. So exactly, Jacob, when your type break gets above a 90, right? You'll like, exactly, bro. It's when I tell you, I can't say too much because, you know, God forbid all y'all say I give some detail that you say to the wrong person. I'm just paranoid about this shit, right? Like, it's such a good idea that no one's thought of. Bro, it's going to be so fucking crazy. Sanu's invested in it. Like, we have so many fucking people on board. Like, it's gonna be dope. Now it might take a year to build, really. Like rookies, not even, bro. 60s, like rookies, yeah, like, bro. It's what's gonna be cool is like Sanu's gonna have his Sideline Hustle rating, right? And then you guys will have a Sideline Hustle rating too. You guys are gonna be the fucking 60s and the 50s because I'm gonna compare y'all to fucking Mohamed Sanu. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally. Like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to make it easy to get there. I want to, you know, like, I don't want to just, we got to figure out how we're going to do it. But the thought is, yeah, everyone's going to be hurt with their initial ratings. But I think when you compare it to the fact that, you know, and Mohamed Sanu is not even a 90, he's an 89, Davante Adams a 94, whatever those ratings become when we do it, right? It'll be, they'll be the highest in the world. And if you can get anywhere close to that, it'll be cool. And I kind of took the idea from 2K My Player, right? Think about how proud people are about their fake My Player rating. Well, imagine if you had right. Yes, Spence, you're starting to get it. So imagine if you had a My Player rating for yourself. How cool would that be to brag about my Sideline Hustle rating? And that shit would go viral. And then exactly, you have coins to upgrade your ratings, or you can coins to unlock a new training thing. But essentially, right, like, it's going to be cool, man. So it's essentially, if you score below a 70, in catching, you get the basic level catching program. And once you do it enough to where we rank your score above a 70, then you get the second level catching program and so forth. So there's gonna be things like that for every attribute, for every position, it's gonna be cool, man. Some good shit. But until then, right, back to the topic. The point of this program is for the feedback. It's to focus on the fundamentals and perfect the fundamentals. If you leave this program having only perfected one fundamental, I have given you 50 times more value than any program out there. I fucking promise you. And go join the other programs and let me know how they are. I'm really, like, not fucking worried. Like, I just know. I know what everyone else does, right? They send out fucking content and give you content packages and just leave you on your own, which is cool, bro. Like, giving you information is dope. Giving you information is dope. You need the information. But, like, it's the feedback, right? Like the NFL players don't hire me. This is why I created the program this way. NFL players don't hire me for information. They know all the information. They hire me for the critical eye, for my feedback, for my ability to make the small adjustments for you on the fly. So that's, to me, what is most valuable here. Will I ever be training Sanu in Massachusetts? Probably not. Yeah, Graham, saying I joined one a few months ago. They give you a bunch of drills and that's it. I mean, I feel you, bro. Which one was that, Graham? But anyway, will I be training Sanu in Massachusetts? Probably not, because he's got this broken ankle, so I don't even think he's reporting on time for training camp, because I don't think he'll be healthy yet. And he might be, I hope he is. But he'll be in Atlanta through the offseason, and then during the season, you know, I'll be up there for games and training and stuff like that. But Grayson, definitely trying to come to Cali, bro. I had so many plans. Bro, do you guys know how many trips I had canceled because of this shit? Like, yeah, Graham, first time training, that's what I thought. Like, I think first time training is good at what he does, but he, yeah. Coach Peruse, I appreciate you, man. Oh, hey, Coach Peruse, this is your first one. This is your first Bean Talk, right? Welcome, my friend, to the family. This is every Tuesday. Usually we get right to the film, but the last week, so for any new guys, just so you guys know, Brandon King, I told you, my best friend lives in Nashville. I'm down there as soon as this quarantine's up. He coaches basketball at Vanderbilt. Shasha Brown for Coach Stack. Just so, like, last week, Coach Peruse, we had a real epic. I actually went for a full hour on Film Eval. The last few minutes got into this epic rant, and we went another hour on the rant. And it was cool. Just like motivational shit, life shit. Like that was kind of the post I posted on the regular page if you saw it, about how you have to believe in the invisible and stuff like that. That shit was cool, man. That shit was cool. I'm trying to think of something to get myself fired up, but yeah, Brandon, my best friend's down there in Nashville. But yeah, I mean I feel you. I just it's really, I appreciate everyone who gives like the feedback on everything, right? Like all this stuff, how I can make this program better. Like it's awesome for you guys that love it and obviously stick to it. And I think that I would imagine, and Graham, you could tell me because you know, like I would also imagine there's not another community that's this engaged and this tight and this communicating with each other and getting this much feedback. Like I want to make this feel like a family, and I really believe that I have an ability I'll be able to make it feel like a family, even when there's 5,000 members a month. Like right now we got about 200 guys, and I'm making decent money. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's good. Like there's gonna be a time, bro, where we got fucking 7,000 clients and we're making fucking $20,000 a month, and we're all getting rich off this shit. But it's still not gonna be about that, right? It's still gonna be about giving back to you guys. And I think at that point, when we have that many clients, you'll be I'll have a bunch of coaches working under me, right? They'll be like, each coach will get 100 kids, and we might have to have 70 fucking coaches that are doing it. You know, it'll be former players. It'll be, then that's what I'm saying, Joe. Like, this is my point. That WhatsApp group, like that WhatsApp group, bro, like, that was my point, is that I know I'm limited, right? I know I'm building this program around my feedback, but I also know that I'm limited in how much feedback I can give. I fucking am running the whole everything of the business. I'm training 15 guys in the NFL. I have 150 clients in New Jersey, all this shit, right? And then, so then it's like, all right, I just give you this community to give back to each other when I can't do it. And I think it's fucking great, man. I'm really proud of the way it's, I'm really proud of yeah, King Manny, you can start just sending stuff on WhatsApp. That's fine, bro. Santi, WhatsApp's available to the $15 guys. DM me right now and tell me. So a lot of you guys, when you sign up for the 15, like, here's the other thing. When you guys sign up, are the instructions clear? Because a lot of guys, I don't know if you guys just don't fucking read them. The people who read the instructions do everything right. Some of you guys, I think, just don't read them and you immediately DM me. But Santiago, my point is, what I asked was, it's in the instructions to DM me, because I want to just give my number out. DM me, I'll give you my number. You can add me on WhatsApp. I'll add you to the group. But there's a lot of like initial instructions, so there's a way to fucking clear that up. Let me know, but maybe it's just on you guys to fucking read the directions. If you were my players, I'd just motherfuck you and tell you to read the directions. Maybe that's what I should do. Grayson says, are you going to mentor future trainers for the Sideline Hustle? Yes. So I'm doing that now. So, like, I already have a couple people that work on this page with me, right, behind the scenes, and it's all former players, right? So I employ a lot of my former players because they love football, they want to be involved in football, but they also know the nuances of what I teach. They have talk about Jacob's graduate class. All my former players that were to ever interact with you guys on this page, and I haven't really used them a lot to interact with you guys. They help me with other stuff, but eventually they might be speaking as me, or they might be speaking instead of me, but they're all guys who have graduated. They're all guys who have graduated to that next level. They've started for me, they've produced for me on the field. Like, these are real fucking ballers where I can show you on film of them using these techniques and getting open. So those guys will help. I have a kid, one of my former players, who was the Gatorade State Player of the Year in the state of Connecticut, went to Army for a year, hated the Army, ended up at D3 at Wesleyan with me for 4 years, and I coached him. Was awesome there. He's been living with me the last 2 years in New Jersey, helped me run the training. He's already groomed. He's a fucking, bro, when I tell you he's such a fucking good coach, this kid, Dario Highsmith. Such a fucking good coach. He's moving to Jersey as soon as this pandemic's over to work for me full time, and he's basically, over the next year, he's taking over my high school, college training business. So over the next year, I will transition any player who's pretty much not on their way in the NFL or on their way to the NFL. I won't work with anymore, personally, unless you either are like family, like some people I'm really, really tight with. Graham, my boy Dario Highsmith, lives in Middletown, Connecticut. This kid I'm talking about, who's going to be he's going to take over the Sideline Hustle. Dario Highsmith in Middletown, Connecticut. I don't know how far you are from Middletown, but I can hook you all up, and he's ready to train right now. Yo, Joseph Young, I meant to hit you up. Just settling up from that training session and shit. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so that's my plan. So I'm really trying to get it to where I can scale out and push some of the lower level training business, the fundamentals kind of, and oversee that, but have someone else run it. And then I work with the high level guys and create content. And then I'm the face of this shit. And that's how we're going to scale it out. But it's a great question. I'm definitely mentoring The only way I can scale myself, the only way I can scale myself is like, the only way I can scale this is by scaling myself, is what I'm trying to say, which is like nearly impossible, right? So how do I scale myself? My former players, I think, are the best bet. And then putting my brain and teachings into technology. Like when we come up on the software upgrade, there's going to be a lot of my philosophies and this shit that are in packages, so you don't have to be next to me to hear them. Bro, I have so many other tech ideas that, bro. Wait, remember this conversation, and in 3 years, when you look back at who the fuck we are and the shit we've developed, like once we have real money coming in, I'm talking, 6-figure investments and shit, like the shit we're gonna do is crazy. Anyway, any in Colorado? No, I'll be back in Colorado in a month though. Colorado struggles, man, with trainers and shit. Everyone tells me that. I know some quarterback guys. If you guys want to hit me up, I could hook you up with some quarterback guys. To be honest, yo, I'll hit Juwann up. Spence, Gabe, Joseph. I'll hit Juwann up, man. He might be willing to take you guys for a week. He's a really good guy that way. And if you, who knows? Maybe if you paid him, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll ask him. I'll ask him. Massachusetts struggles, bro. Massachusetts struggles. JP, I'm coming to see y'all, bro. Trust me. It's one of my big trips. Brazil's another place I'm supposed to be. And that shit got canceled. Your boy, JP, Patrick Dutton? Dutton, he's a VIP member. Big guy over in Brazil. They got way too many trainers in Cali, bro. Way too many trainers in Cali. Sweet Feet up in or what was King Manny asking for Sweet Feet? Any in Wisconsin? I don't know anyone in Wisconsin. No. So all right, no, I don't. If listen, if you got questions of training, hit me up. All right, trying to think if there's anything else we can talk about before. Oh, yo, so you know what you still gonna be able to do this a few years from now? Hell yeah, I'm gonna still be doing this a few years from now. I mean, listen, like, will I be doing this? Will I be getting... Yeah, Coach Grant in North Carolina is dope, bro. I definitely recommend Coach Grant. Listen, Graham, will I be getting on Instagram Live to talk to 25 people in 3 years? Probably not. My time will probably be... Yeah, like, probably not, Graham. My time will probably be way too valuable for that at that point. Even now, I can't really respond to everyone, and you guys see how hard it is sometimes for me to get back to you. But somebody who's been trained by me will respond to everyone. Like, we definitely fucking... Like, Sideline Hustle will never not respond to everybody, right? Like, the organization. We will always have somebody responding. Will it be me? You guys don't even know if it's me right now. Maybe there's times where it isn't fucking me. You'll never know. But yeah, like I mean, I also have a tech idea. I have a really good tech idea. I mean, it's really not. It's something that honestly I can give away. So essentially, we're trying to create a chat bot that will give you automated responses with keywords and shit. That, Coach, how do I get faster? Instead of me getting frustrated and answering the question for the 100th time, it'll just send you some fucking videos on how to get faster. Coach, how do I get fast? How do I speed up my releases to the line of scrimmage? And again, instead of me getting fucking mad about them asking this dumbass question, they're going to send them the release tape for dummies because that's a dumb fucking question to ask. But in all seriousness, that we'll have some sort of technology that is that's attached to Sideline Hustle videos, and you send stuff in, it'll give you automatic answers, and it'll be available 24/7. So trust me, I got plans for all this shit, bro. When I tell you we're gonna take over the world, when I look you guys in the eyes and say I'm going to use football to change the world, I'm not fucking bullshitting, man. Like, for real. I just don't think there's anything better. Like, from what I've seen, man, and anyone who's like, there's just nothing better than the way football teaches values. Like, even Kamal on that talk, right? I said, what's the last thing you want to talk about? And he said, what did he say? Basically, always be ready for your moment, right? He said this. I thought that was dope. Of all the gripes I had about the talking he did, the always be ready for your moment, right? Life is made up of a series of moments that you have to take advantage of. And what do we talk about here all the time, right? I give you guys this fucking rant all the time. There's 3 things in the world you can never have back. This is an old Arab saying. I have it fucking, you know what? So I like showing you guys my fucking quotes and shit. Let's find this one. Or maybe it's not here anymore. Fuck, it might not be here. Hold on. Here it is. See it? Arab saying. 3 things you can never have back. The spoken word, the sped arrow, the neglected opportunity. Right? Meaning, I know I go over this a lot. This is fucking important. This guy told me this. Right? Luke knows it. You want to talk about a guy who is an extension of me on this program? Luke Gadsden does a great job. He's the first Sideline Hustle intern doing some of this stuff for me. And Luke's a great player. But the spoken word, right? 3 things you can never have back. When I say something, when I put it out there, what did I tell you football players have? Football players have 2 things. My boy Tim Wright is in the hood. Tim Wright never been part of these VIP bean talks. He might have just logged on and left real quick though. Anyway, but so there's 2 things, right? What did I tell you that football players have? Football players are known for 2 things: your word and your film. That's all you have as a fucking player. As a player, you got your word. When you fucking say something, do you fucking mean it, and do you follow through with what you say? And your film. When I turn on the film, do you fucking stand out? Your film is your silent movie, right? We've talked about this. Your film is your silent movie. What type of fucking movie is it? I got no interest in going to see a romantic comedy. I got no interest in going to see some guy fucking crying into his pillow because he's a fucking pussy. I need to see a fucking murder movie with bodies on the ground and fucking blood. It's the only way to play this game. I don't care if you're a fucking 5'8" receiver or a 6'5" left tackle. The only way to play this game is with fucking violence and with the intention to fucking hurt people. Period. You play it with any other way, somebody else is going to outcompete you. You got your word and your film. And in life, what are 3 things you can never have back? The spoken word. When you put something out there, when you say something, right? That's who you are in that moment. You can never have that back. The sped arrow. When you enact harm on somebody, right? When you lose your emotions, you lose control of yourself to the point where you physically inflict damage on somebody, you can never have that back. And the missed opportunity, which to me is the most important one. Life is made up of a series of moments. Opportunities come, opportunities go. And especially in the game of football. Especially in the game of football where you only get 10 opportunities a year in most high school seasons, right? 10 games a year, 12 games a year, maybe, high school, college. 12 opportunities, that's it. You guys work 365 days a year for 12 opportunities. So you know how good you have to get at learning how to be locked in when it matters most and learning how to be ready. The dude telling the story about how he was the 3rd string running back and he was ready. And listen, I didn't really care for the fucking 7th grade fucking hero stories, but the shit is right. Right? Like the shit is right. Like, just be ready, man. Like, you know how many people didn't think their opportunity was coming today and they decided not to get themselves ready today, and then the opportunity came and they never got another one. They never got another one. You know how many people live their lives married to a girl they don't love, talking about the one who got away? The one who got away. And the rest of their life, they have kids with another woman thinking about the one who got away. I can't think of a more miserable existence than that. I cannot think of a more miserable existence than living one life and wishing I had fucking taken advantage of something so I could have another. I can't think of anything worse. I'd rather be fucking broke and have hope. I'd rather be homeless and have hope than fucking, than have regret. Than feel like you had a chance that you'll never get back and that eats at you forever. Like, that shit's crazy to me, bro. Like, the thought of regret. But it's different for everyone, man. That's why, like, it's part of the reason why I don't... Like, I think when I assess myself with how Sideline Hustle's blown up and how our reputation has increased and all that, I'm well aware that probably the best thing that I do is these rants, right? And these motivational things. The problem is motivation without technique or motivation without the tools. Like, if I just give you motivation, but I don't give you the tools to direct that motivation, then I'm just another one of those fucking speakers. You know what I'm saying? One of those fucking fluff some shit up your ass and, like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be one of those fucking blow smoke up your ass speakers. So that's why, like, it's a fine balance. If I'm with you every day, just being around me, I give you the motivation. I'm motherfucking you. Like, ask Luke, man. Like, Luke traveled with me to Europe for 2 weeks. And it's the same shit. We're just randomly sitting in a coffee shop, and then I start going off about life. And he learned more about life in those 12 minutes than he ever thought he'd learn going to a coffee shop. Like, that shit just happens being around me and when you're one of my players. Here, though, I need... You know what I mean? It's just a balance. Like, I need to first give you the direction and the tools, and then it's the motivation. Then it's the figuring out what's your why, or why are you being soft, or why can't you get up in the morning? Yo, this other fucking kid had the audacity to say, yeah, I don't know what it was about your program. It just didn't motivate me to engage with the audience. I gave him the thumbs up emoji and then blocked him. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You just didn't. That's not my fucking problem that you're not motivated to be engaged. I'm not motivated to fucking coach you then, pal. But yeah, so I just, it's what I will tell you is this, guys. The two most important things are motivation and technique. But motivation coming first, your mental. I would say those are the things that separate people at the highest level. Some of you guys, like, let's be real, right? Some of you guys, and frankly, I love you all. Most of you guys watching this right now, your careers are going to end before you want them to. It's just the facts. My playing career ended before I wanted it to. Meaning, we all want to play 10 years in the NFL, and realistically, probably at most one person watching this will play in the NFL, right? So your career is going to come to an end before you really want it to. Right? Because everyone wants to play forever. But then it becomes like, all right, then what are the life lessons I got from this? Like then why am I playing the game? It's like, you just gotta have a why that's bigger than yourself. It's to be an example for your brothers. It's to be an example for your community. It's to, break records at your school. It's to provide for your family. Like, a lot of you guys will tell me in your goals that you want to provide for your family, right? Through football. And I love that, because realistically, like I said, most of you guys won't be able to provide for your family through football because you just won't be good enough. But the lessons that you learn, the lessons that you learn while trying to use football to provide for your family will allow you to provide for your family doing something else. That's why this is beautiful. And no other game teaches that. The lessons that you learn by trying to provide for your family by playing basketball and baseball, I just don't believe are as strong or carry over to life as much as the lessons you learn by trying to feed your family for the game of football, because it's so much harder to do that with football. And I think what's cool about football, bro, is that anyone can make it. There's not a lot of fucking short white guys making it in the NBA. There's a lot of fucking short white guys making it in the NFL. Like, comparatively, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot. A lot of Julian Edelmans and Danny Amendolas running around, and guys who look like they shouldn't be there. Right? And and that's why I love the NFL, because if your mental is fucking right and you can find a way to outwork people in the offseason, there is not a sport that it makes a bigger difference in than football. I don't give a fuck how much PJ Tucker works. He's never touching some of the top players in the NBA because he doesn't, right? But like, because football is such a mental game, it's such a team game, it's such a motivational game, it's such a battle of wills. Basketball's not a battle of wills. Basketball is a game of skill. Hey, Quentin, you just joined. Just so you know, Quentin, I forwarded it. You sent your film to the wrong spot. Send it to Coach Liebs at SidelineHustle.tv. And I was telling guys, if I don't get to it tonight, I'll get to it tomorrow. What was I saying? I fucking find these ways of distracting myself. Anyway, whatever I was saying, talking about. And so football is just such like a. It's really hard to put your body through football. Like, look at Kevin Durant, right? Has Kevin Durant really ever struggled to transform his body? His body stinks. Now he's 7 feet tall and can do the things he does. He's unbelievably skilled. Football is the only sport where you can not really be that skilled and still make it at the highest level of work ethic and technique. And that's why it's beautiful, because you know what? Life is like that, bro. Because you know what? If life wasn't like that, you wouldn't hear the success stories from kids making it out of the hood and making something for themselves. You wouldn't hear success stories of kids coming from a really broken family and making something for themselves. You wouldn't hear success stories of kids coming from a fucking abusive relationship or an abusive family and still making it, right? Like, life is that way. Life allows the kid who gets the short end of the stick to outwork people and out-technique people and fucking win. And that's what football's like. And that's why it's awesome, man. So, yeah, so Andrew C., this is a good question too, talking about the film. Email is easier for me to watch it on Bean Talk. This is actually a great point. Email is easier for me to watch it on Bean Talk. If you just want feedback right away, just DM it to me one way or the other. I just get through it. My thing is, it's a process to take it from WhatsApp, download it to my computer, find it, organize it, and then pull it up for Bean Talk. I'm not doing all that. That's not worth it for the fucking 4 clips you're going to send me. That's not it. So if you want to watch on Bean Talk, they just got to be sent to me easily in email. If you just want feedback, I can easily just watch WhatsApp, and that's a great point, Andrew. You just want to get the film? I don't really remember where I was going with this rant, but that's just why I love football, and that's what should inspire you guys. Like, a lot of you guys, right, when you tell me, and I'm just being honest, a lot of you guys, I will never really tell a kid So it's also interesting being in my place because I know exactly what an NFL player looks like inside and out now. I know exactly what it looks like. I've been around enough. I've developed enough. I know exactly what they look like. So I'll know right away if I think you have a chance. Now, some kids can prove me wrong. There's a kid, Jordan Gray, who I train, who has become a really unbelievable player who I didn't think had a chance to play at a high level. And every day, and he was always athletic enough. I just didn't know if he had it. And it's been 2 years working with the kid. He's totally transformed himself. And now I'm starting to think, like, this kid might play as long as he wants to play. I don't know if we know, who knows how good he is. Just meaning the way he handles, he's good enough. He has enough baseline skills. And now the way he handles himself, the way he attacks his work, his attention to detail, the way he's improving on himself, it just makes me see a different part of his potential. But so my point in all this is, I'm never one to bash a kid's dream. So when a kid tells me he wants to play in the NFL, I'll never be the guy to tell him, hey, listen, pal, it's not realistic. Until you start to really make life sacrifices chasing a goal that isn't realistic. For example, I was in Colorado and I saw a kid there who I'm close with. And I met him a year and a half ago when he was training with Juwann for draft prep. I'm not going to tell you the school he went to because he might have been on my story or something. I don't want to call him out. But he was at draft prep and whatever. And I saw him a year later. He got a lot better. Way fucking better. Like, so much better. I can't even explain to you how much better he got. He's still never going to play in the NFL. He's just not good enough. And I felt as though, even though it was going to be crushing, it was my right as his friend and his brother and as someone who's a realist to tell him that. Because here he is now, 2 years removed from college, still chasing this dream, where now I feel like someone's got to be real with you who knows and tell you, like, hey, pal, I just don't know that you got it. If you can't live without it, then keep fighting. But I don't know that you're going to break through. And you, if there's something else you can do, you got to start thinking about it. Because, fuck, what am I going to do? Is let him go chase ghosts for the next 4 years? And now he's fucking 28 when he wants to start his life over instead of 23? To me, that's not right. And you know, but maybe he hates me for telling him the truth. Who knows? You know? Who knows? Now, for you guys, I'm not really one to sit here and tell you and make those judgments. A, I don't know you well enough and know enough about the way you work. And B, a lot of you guys are too young and haven't had enough reps. So, like, I'm not one. But just understand how special. Understand this. NFL players are so special that I can spot them out within a second. That's how special these guys are. And that's how different you have to be as a person. The way you carry yourself. Everything, man. Like a kid like Juwann, right? Juwann doesn't have his life figured out. Juwann's habits aren't the best. Juwann's work ethic isn't the best. And it's not to say it's bad. Like, his work ethic and habits are great. But I'm trying to get them to Jerry Rice level, right? I compare him to, he was telling me, like, I was coming after his habits when I was out there, Juwann. And Juwann is doing a great job. But I was really coming after little things in his lifestyle. And he was like, well, and I was coming at him and he didn't fucking fight back, or he took it and accepted it and listened like a grown man. But he was like, he's like, I mean, to be honest. And I asked him at one point, like, do you think that's fair? And he goes, yeah, everything you're saying is fair. But to be honest, I do feel like I work harder than most people. And I'm like, I'm not fucking here to compare you. You think I flew all the way to fucking Colorado during a pandemic to compare you to most people, motherfucker? We had just finished watching Michael Irvin highlights. Michael Irvin has the same body type as him. 6'3", same weight, same everything. I'm comparing you to fucking Mike Irvin and Jerry Rice. Like, that's the fucking standard when you're at that level. But you have to just realize that, like, there's no room for error. There's no room for this fucking ice cream sandwich you wanted to have, Juwann. There's no room for this fucking girl that's fucking distracting you, that's over the house and distracting you while we're trying to do playbook shit, or is, you know, all this little things like that. That, again, you should have the right to fucking have an ice cream sandwich and have some girl over distracting you. You should, as a 23-year-old kid. Not if you want to be Jerry Rice. Not if you want to be Jerry Rice. And listen, maybe Jerry Rice did that shit. Like, we're watching The Last Dance and you know, all these guys are fucking degenerates, but you're I say degenerates, I don't, you know. But, you know, they were all doing crazy shit. You look at Rodman, but how many guys have that talent, man? If you really have that much talent, do whatever the fuck you want. Be Odell Beckham. But guess who's not fucking making the Hall of Fame as of right now? Odell Beckham. So it just depends what you care about. I talk about it all the time. What's your why? Is it fucking bitches and money and chains and all that shit? That shit's fun as fuck, bro. I spent a lot of time in my life chasing girls and buying fancy shit and going to clubs and being in the VIP section of the clubs with fucking 40 NFL players around me, all calling me coach, and bitches all in front of me. Like, that shit is amazing, bro. It's amazing. But none of that shit is going to be there when you die. Like, that shit is amazing. I can't explain to you. If I ever fucking told you guys the stories of me with my NFL players in Miami and the fucking ungodly things I was doing with them, they'd erase this page. right? Like though that part of life is incredible, bro. There's nothing better than fucking chasing girls. There's nothing better than partying with your boys. There's nothing better than fucking wearing a big fucking gold chain around your neck and shit. Like, that shit is awesome. But you know what? All that shit means nothing when you're dead. You know what fucking does matter? How many fucking people show up to your funeral? Right? How many people show up to your funeral? That's legacy. How many? You know what? I fucking can bet you if I died tomorrow, there'd be a lot of fucking people at my funeral. That's something I'm proud of. But you know what? If I died tomorrow, I wouldn't have a lot of money to my name. And what matters? To me, being able to lay my head on the pillow one last time and say, I provided value to so many people that people are going to fly around the country to make sure they're at my funeral. That means more than saying I left my family with $1 million in the bank. Both would be nice. Being able to do both would be nice. If I had to choose one, I'm choosing legacy every time. Bro, that trip, let me tell you this. My first night in Miami for the Super Bowl. I'll tell you a quick story about the fucking Super Bowl, bro. My first night in Miami at the Super Bowl, I'm with Leonte Carroo, who's former Miami Dolphin, kid I coach in college, 3rd round draft pick, one of my good friends. And he played for the Dolphins, right? He's usually teammates with Danny Amendola. So he goes, all right, bro, we're going to go to Danny's house. I don't even know who Danny is. I didn't know he was talking about Danny Amendola. I was like, we're going where? He goes, we're going to Danny's house. I'm like, all right, bet. We're in Miami. Let's go. We're going to Danny's house, whatever the fuck that is. Bro, we drive along the water, whatever, like, and I'm like, yo, these houses is nice as shit. Like, who the fuck is Danny? And we get there, and it's this huge, like, $10 million house, bro, right on the water. Like, so basketball court right here, driveway here, all these glass windows. You walk in, like, beautiful house, right? Walk into the backyard. So then I realized when we get there, it's going to be Danny Amendola because I asked him questions. So I'm expecting to see Danny. We meet Danny in the driveway. Dope. Danny Amendola, great kid, great dude, high energy, all this stuff. We get to this little table, and he's got like his boys sitting around, and I don't know, you know when you meet like 7 people at one time, you immediately forget everybody. The minute you see one, you forget everybody instantly. So hey, I'm Drew, and you know, hey, I'm John, I'm Dave, I'm whatever. And this one dude is just sitting there with his phone. Yo, I'm Jules, nice to meet you. And I'm not thinking anything of it. So me and my boy go to stand by the water and whatever. 5 minutes later, Julian Edelman walks up to me and goes, yo, you're that coach on Instagram, right? And Jules follows Sideline Hustle. And I was like, yo, this is fucking Julian. He said Jules. He just looked like some random average looking white dude with a hood on. Like, I couldn't tell who. I didn't know. And he just said Jules so casual. It was Julian Edelman. He was like, yo, you're that coach on Instagram, aren't you? And I was like, yo, this is so dope. And we started chopping it up and started talking about, just like, cool. We was talking about receiver stuff, talking about Sanu, talking about Tom Brady, talking about his shoulder. I like dapped him on the shoulder. His shoulder was fucking killing him. He got mad at me. Talking about that stuff. And then him and Danny started telling stories about the fucking trips they've gone on. Like, cause I don't know if you guys know this. Danny used to be reported, Danny and Julian Edelman used to be reported by like TMZ, like Danny and Jules high on meth in the UK, like flipping over cars. Or like Danny and Jules rolling on shrooms, and like they used to have the craziest fucking headlines when they were younger. And Julian Edelman literally goes, he's like, bro, that shit was so crazy. I had a kid from all that. I don't even remember it happening. And he's got like a little baby boy through like the madness of just being a fucking crazy NFL player. So again, guys, like 2 examples of great players who have had their degenerates. Oh, and the last part of the story. So we hang out with Danny and Jules and their manager. Some fucking guy comes in to fix the jacuzzi. Some guy all these rich people came in to one guy came in to fix the pool and had this remote that was like this fucking big, bro. I've never seen anything like it. It controlled the whole house, the blinds, this, everything. Another guy pulled up with the speedboat, this big yacht speedboat on the dock and docked it as we were sitting there. I had all these crazy people over. We're there for 2 hours, drinking a little bit, getting fucked up, pregame in the night. Then we go to play basketball on the basketball court, shooting around. We're having a 3-point contest. The middle of the basketball game, this fucking huge white SUV pulls up. And at this point, I'm ready for anything. I'm like, oh boy, what's going on now? Bro, I can't make this up. Nate Burleson walks out the car and goes, yo, Drew, what the fuck is going on, bro? Nate Burleson, his son plays at Don Bosco. I coach his son at Don Bosco. Nate is on Good Morning Football. Nate comes to Don Bosco every day. Nate comes out, gives me dap, right amongst all this shit. Who walks out the car with him? LaDainian Tomlinson and D'Angelo Hall, the former cornerback, and some other fat white guy. But, it was like, so I'm sitting there within 2 hours. I meet Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, fucking Julian Edelman knows me as the coach from Instagram. We're getting fucked up with them, hearing stories about the wildness of their life. And then we're playing basketball, and Nate Burleson, LaDainian Tomlinson, and D'Angelo Hall come out. And we all play basketball together. D'Angelo Hall is cold at basketball, bro. He was fucking wet. But that was wild, man. That was the first night of the Super Bowl. The first fucking night. And that was before the girls got involved, before all this shit, right? But my point being this. That story is really fun to tell. Like, that story is really fun to tell. Is it really going to be that cool to tell on my deathbed? You know what I mean? Like, shit gets real serious when you think about, like, how am I going to be remembered? And I just think that, at least for me, it does. And I think that's what you guys got to be thinking about. And I think you just have to... I don't think there's ever been a person who's gotten caught up in partying and said it was worth it. You know? I just don't think there ever has been. So I just think use all those lessons and understand, like, that shit is great. Like, I'll be the first to fucking tell you, bro, like, that shit is great, man. It's awesome. But it will never distract me. Like, I'll never allow that shit to take. I'm so laser focused on my goal. Like, when I tell you I want to change the world through football, it's no different than you telling me I want to be the greatest receiver at your school, or I want to play college football. It's the same. We have to have the same fucking craziness in our head to believe that. It's the same shit as believing the invisible. How can I say I want to change? You know, when I look at people and say I want to change the world through football, no, everyone looks at me like I'm fucking crazy, because how could they see that? Nobody knows the impact football can have. Nobody's been in my shoes, growing a page from 0 followers to 150,000 followers, talking to every kid along the way, and using my voice in this game to help change fucking hundreds of thousands of lives. No one's ever done that. So how could I expect anybody to believe in my vision? I'm just believing the invisible. So if you're fucking one of our VIP guys and you're a fucking underweight, short, little unathletic looking shrimp, no one's going to fucking believe you when you say you're going to play D1 football. But that doesn't mean that I just get it. There's not really, like, I don't judge Antonio Brown like he's some fucking asshole. I think he's out of his mind. I think he's going a little crazy, but, like, I don't judge. Like, did you guys see this story on Sammy Watkins, bro? Talking about how he had, like, how his brother got killed and he was battling alcoholism off the field and all this shit. Like, you know how hard it is? Bro, I just talked to you about how fun it is to chase girls, and I just talked to you to tell you how fun it was to chase girls and get money and do all this stuff, right? And this is me telling you, hey, it's easy to walk away when I'm still a broke young kid trying to make it. I can't tell you what I would do if I had $6 million in the bank at the age of 24. I can't tell you I'd be a fucking good person, man. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew I would be. I'd fucking bet you I wouldn't be, to be honest. So it's like, how do you judge a kid like that? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he should have his shit together more. How the fuck you gonna judge a kid who comes from the streets of Baltimore, grew up in a fucking 1-bedroom with 7 family members, comes from nothing, and now just got a check for $200,000? You gonna tell him to put that in his savings account? Get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck do you think these people are? And that's the thing. You know who passes most of the judgment? Old white men who don't have any empathy for anything because they're old white men and they've run the world their whole life. So, but it's just, but you know what? You know who does deserve to get judged? You fucking guys for fucking it up before you get there. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Go catch a game-winning touchdown pass in college and act like you've accomplished something. Great, you're another forgotten fucking another forgotten college football player. How about you fucking do something real? Like, so like to me, nothing matters till you get to the NFL, and nothing's excusable till you get to the NFL. If that's your goal, right? But that motivation doesn't work for a kid who's playing football to make his father proud, and that's a real why. Like, that's a real powerful why. To wake up every day wanting to make your father proud is a real powerful why. Waking up every day being a role model for your brothers is a real powerful why. It doesn't need to be a big goal like, hey, I'm going to be fucking the best receiver in Dallas Cowboys history. It can be something more realistic and more personal. Again, it's just got to be bigger than yourself. If your why is not bigger than yourself, you'll get burnt out because somebody's going to play harder for someone they love than you will play for yourself. It's just human nature. It's just human nature. And I just think this game is too hard. I've never done anything for myself that's hard. I don't think. Not that I can think of, bro. I can't think of something I've worked really hard at and committed to where I started with the why and with the motivation of some sort of self-interest. It's always bigger than me. Like, I'm building Sideline Hustle. It's to help the receiver community and change the world through football, right? Like, that really is it. But on a more personal level, it's to build a business that my family can live off of forever. I hope, like, my mother works for me. She's my right-hand man. I hope in the next 3 years I can hire my mother, my brother, and all my best friends, and they can all have the greatest jobs they could ever dream of because of me. And to be honest, in a lot of ways, that's more important to me than changing the world through football, because if I had to settle, changing the world for the 10 people closest to me would mean a lot, you know? And I think that's the thing with you guys. You can like, who does this? Jappa, are you on here? You do this a lot. Jordan, Gray, I was just talking about you, Jordan. You're on here. Both you guys are too hard on yourselves, right? You have these lofty goals of make it to the NFL or whatever, but you don't allow yourself to feel any success, and before then. You're always disappointed in yourself. And I think there's a fine line between not being satisfied but in celebrating the small accomplishments. And Jordan and I were training this morning. We were doing that. I was just reflecting on, bro, like, you are now the Sideline Hustle poster child for technique. Jordan is the player with the orange cleats. Jordan, my mom follows everyone who joins VIP. I didn't know that. Was dope. But Jordan is the guy in the orange cleats that was in the video I posted today. And he's just become a poster child for the technique because he's worked at it. But Jappa does the same shit where Jappa will not have fun. Jappa a lot of times will send me clips where I can just look at the way... Again, you're filmed your silent movie, and I can just tell he's not having fun. And football should never not be fun, guys. You should never put so much pressure on yourself that this shit's not fun. By the way, this thing's going to kick me off in 30 seconds. I'll come back on for a little bit. Maybe 15 minutes. We'll watch a little bit of film after this. It's going to kick me off. But football should never not be fun, man. You should never be putting so much pressure on yourself that it's not fun. That's not what this game is meant to be. You're never going to be good unless you're having fun. You'll never perform at your best in the most crucial moments unless this is fun for you. If it's this tense, pressurized fucking thing, you're gonna crack. So keep that in mind during all this. No matter how much you're struggling to get the steps, football's got to be fun. I'll see you in 30 seconds. But I do really think that's an important point to make, guys, that nobody ever told me this when I was a young player. So my biggest problem as a player was that football stopped being fun to me. Football stopped being fun for me at times because I wanted to be good so badly. And my father had passed and I wanted to be good for him, but then I wanted to be good. I didn't have that guidance, didn't have that same rock. You know what I mean? Like, but I allowed... Yo, that's fucking cool down there, man. JP saying that. That's some powerful shit. So I don't know if you guys know this. If you guys know Jappa, if you guys are part of the group chat, or Jappa's the kid from Brazil who's usually wearing blue. He has those ugly ass high top cleats. I did the stance and start video on him, that fixed stance and start fix video on him. He won like Brazilian receiver of the league, of the country. And but like and it's cool to see JP say that he's a role model for Brazilian receivers. Jappa was my first VIP client 2 years before the shit ever started. Jappa hit me up like, yo, I'll do anything for some extra coaching. Can you please help me? And I charged him like $100 a month, and then yelled at him the whole time because it was just frustrating. Like, I didn't have the infrastructure. Like, I would get mad at Jappa for like giving me work even though he was paying me. I just wasn't in the place to take on that extra load. And you know me, I care and I want to be really good for you, but it was just too much for me at the time. But Jappa was that first guy looking for this extra help, and Jappa was kind of he was my inspiration to oh shit, like if he's looking for this kind of help, other people must be too. But again, so he's a kid, right, who in my opinion, Jappa doesn't take enough time to appreciate his successes. Here's a guy, JP, saying you're an idol in your home country of Brazil. And here's a guy who has all these accolades in Brazil, but yet his expectations are so high, he's never satisfied, which, listen, as they should be, right? Because he is that good, right? But you can't be going out in the field miserable because you're not satisfied with where you're at. You have to appreciate the progress you've made. You just have to, man. You got to have moments. In my opinion, you got to have moments where you just appreciate things, man. Because again, life is made up of moments, right? And they come and they go. It's something I try to be a lot better at. I'm a very fast fucking person. I fucking go. I talk fast. I think fast. I act fast. I do fast. I don't do anything slow. The biggest thing I'm trying to do better is slow down. And just appreciate things. Slow down with my thoughts and I get anxious about shit because I want everything to happen right now. Just slowing down, but also just like, bro, I'll tell you what was really rewarding. I got off the plane when I after Colorado. And I really took a moment. I sat in the Newark airport where no one was there. And I looked out at the runway for a second. And I took a moment to reflect. And I patted myself on the back and said, Drew, you just completed your first weekend ever where an NFL player flew you out, paid you handsomely for your work. In that way. Like, I've never had a week like that where someone's flown me out for a week and paid me for every day, like, really, really well. I've had sessions with guys, I've had weekends with guys, but it hasn't gotten to the point where I've been full-time there for weeks, right? And not only that, I've trained probably the best player I've ever coached, which is Philip Lindsay. So I had to take a moment to appreciate that. Because you know what? The next day, the fact that I fucking just got paid to coach Juwann Winfree and started coaching Philip Lindsay, and it was a huge accomplishment, a huge milestone, that shit ain't doing anything for me. I moved on the next day. That next day, I'm fucking go. How do I fucking take on the next challenge? How do I find that next client? It's on to the next one. But I think I'm just happier with myself and more motivated to continue to do that work because of the moments I take to appreciate how far I've come and the progress I've made. And the old corny saying about like, yo, don't compare yourself to other people, compare yourself to yourself. It's corny and old, but it's true, man. It's the same thing like, how do I make it to the NFL? What are NFL teams looking for? Just be the best version of yourself. Like, that's all you can do. There's no trick. There's no shortcut. There's no fucking secret sauce to make it to the NFL. The best players make it, and anyone who's less than the best players don't make it. So all you can do, literally all you can do, is work as hard as you possibly can for as long as you possibly can and never stop and be relentless just to give yourself a shot. That's just to give yourself a fucking 1% shot. You guys realize that? Waking up every day and sticking to your diet and sticking to your routine and never missing a workout and never missing a recovery session and doing all those things without missing one gives you a 1% chance. If you don't do all those things, you got a 0% chance. If you do all those things, you got a 1% chance of making it. And that's what we fight for. We're all fighting for that 1% chance. So if you don't, at some point, stop and smell the roses, you're just going to be fucking miserable, man. Because guess what? 99% of us ain't going to make it, bro. It's just the math. It's just how hard it is. And I think especially when you're believing in the invisible. Like, I'm building something with near impossible odds. I was trying to explain this to someone today. Like, when I started this shit, nobody looked at me and said, oh, this is a good idea. When I said I'm just going to start Sideline Hustle and I'm going to teach a game of football online through a podcast and all this shit, nobody was like, oh, that's brilliant. You should really do that. Everyone said, what? You're going to do what? How are you going to make money? You left coaching for this? That's what everyone said. And you know what? I just kept believing in the invisible. But if I didn't take time, if I only looked at this and said, I'm not going to be happy until I'm coaching Mohamed Sanu, or I'm not going to be happy until we have 100,000 followers, I'd still be miserable because we still don't have 100,000 followers. But you know what I mean? Whatever. It's just not about that, man. Like, when I leave these bean talks and feel like you guys were impacted and feel like you guys got better, I pat myself on the back. Like, you know how cool that is? That I can sit here and talk to you guys from New Jersey, fucking USA, and you guys are in at 4 a.m. in fucking Germany. By the way, yo, when I left Germany, Luke, if you're still on, I left Germany and posted some pictures from the trip, and my caption was that Drake line, 7 a.m. in Germany. Can't believe that they heard of me. That shit was fire. I don't know why I just because I almost just said it. But anyway, like, you know how cool it is, man, that you guys are staying awake to hear my dumbass talk? You know how empowering that is for me? And you know how, like, motivating it is to easily be able to realize, oh, if I can get 7 people to stay up till 5 a.m. with no marketing, right? I haven't marketed this program. You guys just do it because you love Sideline Hustle and you're part of it. But I realize I'm seeing the invisible. I'm seeing the invisible, right? I realize that, if I can get Oliver and Joe Perks and all you other fucking assholes with no life to stay up till 5 a.m. listening to me, I'm obviously pretty fucking motivational, pretty influential. I'm obviously doing something right. And obviously, if I can be that influential to 5 people, I can be that influential to 5,000 people. It's just a matter of executing. So it's like, that's the shit that keeps me going. And Jake Liebs is saying Goggins calls that having the cookie jar. Great perspective on using past accomplishments to fuel yourself and remind yourself you're capable. I think that's awesome, man. I think that's awesome. So what I do for that cookie jar shit is I journal. I journal a lot. Every day I journal. Not every day. Let me not lie. Once a week I journal. And just reflect on things that happened during the week or things that happened that were important or significant events. And I track how I was feeling leading up to it, how I was feeling afterwards, maybe things, emotions or thoughts that allowed me to accomplish this thing or maybe held me back if it was a negative thing, right? But just same shit that Jacob's talking about. Like, for me, by journaling my thoughts and emotions and as they grow and here's something significant in my life that happened, here's how I was feeling, whether it's good or bad. And I've had a lot of good and bad shit happen. I've had family members die. I've been in trouble with the law, stupid childish shit. I've had all the fucking ups and downs. And I've also, had the accomplishments of being at the Super Bowl and being paid to coach NFL guys and shit. But, it's just crazy, man. But I think being mindful is important, bro. Man, I think it's no different than playing receiver, right? The same way that, like, I feel like I need to journal so that I can look back and appreciate how much I've grown. That's the most powerful thing about journaling is I'll read back from 2015 and just be like, yo, this is who I was when I was 25 and I've built myself into this man that I'm proud of at 29. What the fuck can I do? Like, when you look at yourself and you realize, like, wow, I fucking sat and reconstructed myself into the person I wanted to be. That's the hardest thing to do in the world. Is to despite society telling you to be this person, despite society telling you to do this, despite society telling you what you can do or what you can't do, right? Despite all that, you be the exact person you want to be. And I think the only way you get there is by being mindful. And what Manny's saying is and so then how relating this to football, if you run right, exactly, Jacob. Use that same method with success film from clips and all this stuff, right? Like, if you run a false accelerate really well one time, that means you can do it every time. The same way that if I can get one fucking European kid to stay up till 5 a.m., I can do it to 1,000 people if I can do it once. Meaning, if you can run one false accelerate breakpoint one time well, you can do it every time. It's just a matter of how do you bring that out of you, right? I think a good way of that is tracking. What were the drills? So let's say you have a great fucking day. This is what y'all don't do enough. This is what NBA guys do and NFL guys do. NBA guys especially. It's what Tim Grover talked about in a podcast I listened to. Tim Grover is the Relentless author, book I always talk about, trained Jordan and Kobe and D. Wade. And he talks about how he used to track Jordan, how he did on days he played golf, days he didn't play golf, days where he did this, days where he did that, days. So I think for you guys, if you have a really good day route running, it's important to be mindful. What did I do to prepare for that day? I ate Cheerios in the morning. I ate this. I went to bed at this time. Like, whatever you did, you should do that every time and build that routine because that obviously helped you. And you know what I mean? And like, so I think just being mindful of, like, if you had a really successful day or you finally had a great, if you finally had a great, yo, JP, that's awesome, man. Fuck. I appreciate you. He said I canceled my Netflix account to be able to pay for this. No regrets at all. It's pretty dope. But if you can do the rep well one time, you can do it every time. It's just being mindful about how did you get there? What was the work you had to put in? Oh, you mean that you fucking did this extensive warm-up on this day, then you had your best day? Maybe football should matter to you enough that you spend 30 minutes warming yourself up every day But you know what? For most people, it doesn't matter that much. Most people, they just want to fucking roll up, and just fucking go play. But when you do the little things right, you usually get better results. That might be it for the rant. I might go on I might watch a little bit of film and then let y'all go because it's pretty late. It's 4 a.m. in Germany. Can't believe they heard of me, and it's fucking 11 p.m. here in the States. Let's see what other questions you guys had. Today was a good rant. Oh, so King Manny asked 2 good questions. King Manny said, fuck, that's awesome, bro. Jacob said, best day of practice I ever had was because I was fighting with my girl and was just playing instinctually instead of overthinking. Made me realize I need to relax. That's awesome. And that's what I was going to say, but I didn't, was that some of you might fucking, right? Like Jappa. I could see Jappa doing this. You probably get 10 hours of sleep a night and eat perfectly and do all, like I can see Jappa and other guys doing, it's not a bad thing, that you do everything perfect. I get 10 hours of sleep, I do this, I do that, and it's almost too much, where you're too obsessed with the routine that it freaks you out. It plays into your head, right? Like, you think too much about all those things. There is something to be said for just going out there and just playing ball. And here's an important thing. This is a rant I'm going to go on next week and post on the page. I teach you in detail now, and I make you think now during the drills with the direct purpose and cause and effect so that you don't have to think later. Right? I force you to think now and think about the details now so that you don't have to think when the game comes. Same with routes on air. This is an important point to make that I need to make. Who was it? It was someone here. Oh, Brody. Brody, are you here? Brody, if you're still watching. Brody Bosch sent me a DM and just showed him running just a normal 10-yard speed cut, right? 10-yard speed out. And then left this audio message talking about all these little things he thinks he could have done better. Well, I feel like if my left foot was a little bit more in front of my right foot, or if I put a little bit more pressure here, and I was like, bro, listen, my fault, because I've got you in this mindset. It ain't about all that. You just need to run faster. That's what I told him. Like, you just need to run fast. You just stop running through the cut. Just run through the cut. It's simple. And I think it's a lesson for all you guys, right? To like, this detail is not supposed to inhibit you. All you guys were good football players before you met me. You'll be good football players after you meet me. Like these little details are the keys, but they're not. They cannot make you a worse player because you're thinking too much about them. They just have to enhance you. And if you are going to get super technical and super mentaled out, let that be during the drills. So like if you're running a speed cut, focus on where your foot placement's going to be on the one step speed cut drill, where you're taking the one step and then rolling. That's the time to focus on those details. But now when you go run the route, I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think at all. Like, I don't want you guys ever thinking when you run routes. It's just got to be a natural feel. Running routes, I'm talking about. If you want to jog through them, or running routes on air, that part of it. If you can run routes and try and figure out the technical side of that stuff. But I'm just saying, when you're running routes and playing football, just don't think. And then go back to the drills and think. But you guys got to be able to play that game with yourself. You got to find a way to shut your mind down here and just play instinctually, and then tune it up here and refine some things, and then have that balance. And it's not easy to do. And then some guys, bro, are just that talented where they never have to fucking put their mind on ever, and they always just come out and play instinctively. But I can't coach talent, you know what I'm saying? I can't teach you that. I don't talk about talent, because if you have it, great. If you don't, I'm still going to make you a baller. That's my fucking mindset. I've turned fucking shitty athletes into great football players. And again, it's 2 things. It stems from the motivation. I get you seething at the fucking mouth, wanting to fucking kill somebody, and I build such a strong bond with you that you don't want to let me down, and you truly love me the way you love a family member. So we have a strong culture, and culture always wins. So that's one way, and then I give you the tools. I direct you that motivation into focusing on the right things and doing things the right way. It's anything in life, man. It's 80%, 90% your motivation, 90% your mindset, 90% how are you attacking it. And then it's 10% what are you doing as you're attacking it, what techniques are you using, what methodology are you using. But you can overcome a lot of bad shit just by being a fucking dog. You can overcome not being smart or not being talented. You can overcome not being smart in the real world. You can overcome not being talented in the football world through hard work and being a fucking dog and being an assassin and taking everything that you deserve. And just not being soft. Like, it's kind of fucked up to say, but like, there's really two types of people in this world. I don't want to use the P word. It's a bad word to use. We were joking around. So, what was it? Speaking of my mother, who was my right-hand man, I think I was in Miami for the Super Bowl doing an interview. Where the fuck was this? Oh no, it was one of these rants I was giving. It was one of those rants I was giving. And I go, something about, you're going to be a pussy. And I had to blank it out. Because it was like, you can't say that word. It's a terrible word. But when I'm coaching, it just comes out. I never use that word in my real life, normal life. But when I'm coaching, it just comes out. Right. And then Luke just said it. My mother immediately, or we were in Germany. That's where we were. We were in Germany, Luke. That's where we were. We were in Germany. We were in fucking Austria. And I'm doing that tire tug drill. With them. And I go, listen, all this shit. I'm like, listen, if I'm coaching you, I can allow you to be, like, it's okay. If you drop the ball, that's one thing. If you run the wrong route, that's one thing. I can live with that. But if I allow you to be a fucking pussy, I'm going to lose sleep. I can't rest my head on the pillow at the end of this night knowing that I'm letting you be soft. But I said the P word like 100 times. Not 100, maybe 3 or 4. And it was offensive. It was just shitty. I had to blank it out. I wasn't going to air that on Sideline Hustle. I would never. But my mother sent me a list of synonyms for the word pussy immediately after. And we were reading down them and laughing our ass off. And one of them was candy ass, which we thought was hilarious. Yo, you candy ass. But there are a bunch of other ones that were hilarious. But back to the point. I know you guys love my stories. But back to the point, there really are only two types of people in this world. Like, there's tough guys and non-tough guys. That's it. Like, that's it. You're either tough or you're not. You're either a pussy or you're not. Like, period. That's it. You're either a candy ass or you're not. But I think that's something to think about. Like, you're just one or the other. There's no half. If you're half tough, you're not tough. If you're anything less than fucking tough, you're not tough. That's it. Like, there's no like, oh, no. Either you're grown enough to show up and be tough all the time, or you're just not tough. You're just a fucking loser. You just fucking talk shit and don't back it up. What do you have? You have two fucking things in this world. Your word and your film. That's it. That's it. Tell me you're tough all you want. I'll know if you're fucking tough when I turn on your silent movie. Tell me you're tough all you want. I'll know how tough you are when you strap up your chin strap. Or tell me you're tough all you want. Show up to one of my workouts and I'll judge you. Ask the guy, listen, I didn't tell Joseph and Austin and the other kid we had with us, Braden. I didn't get on them too much about their conditioning and about how tough I thought they were, because it was, you know, I'm there for 2 days. I'm trying to teach them as much technique as possible. But like, if I was evaluating you, for those guys who've worked out for me, and then Liam, I don't know if Liam's here. Liam, you on this? But we had Liam Tate McCarthy pulled up to a workout in New Jersey yesterday. We had fucking 20 kids there. 4 kids in the NFL, like 8 D1 kids. And Liam fucking mind must have been blown. Anyway, I forgot the story I was about to tell. I do that all the time. There's too much shit running through my head. But yeah. Oh, the guys who show up to Sideline Hustle workouts. If I was an actual college coach, so when I was a college coach and I used to run drills, I didn't give a fuck about what technique you learned. I just wanted to see if you would compete. When I run drills at college camps, I do not care if I learn anything about your technique, because chances are your fucking high school coach sucked anyway. I don't give a shit what technique you know or don't know, because I'm going to teach you everything you need to know anyway. That was my philosophy as a college coach. When you came to fucking camp for me, I just wanted to figure out if you were tough, and I wanted to force you to fucking quit and break. And the kids who didn't break, I recruited. And the kids who did break, go fucking play somewhere else. I just have no time for it. I can't coach soft people. I can't be around soft people. I have no time for it. I've overcome too much shit in my life to have empathy for people who are soft. I just can't, man. I just can't. And I think one of my biggest flaws as a human is my inability to have patience. I think if I could have more patience in all areas of my life, things would improve. But there's also speed matters, and getting shit done matters, and it just matters. And I have no time to deal with people who are soft, bro. Because it's like, for what? For what? Like, I'll coach anybody who wants to come fight, no matter how terrible you are at football. And I've coached a lot of really bad players. But if you want to show up every day and fight, I'm here with you. But I don't care if you look like fucking Jerry Rice. If you're soft, I got no time for that shit, bro. I'll break you. I'll break you, or you'll bitch so much that I'll get fired. One or the other. And I really don't care which one happens. I say it all the time. Players look at me like I'm crazy. I love getting fired. Because you know what it means? I mean, I haven't really been fired that much, but it just means like most of the time, depending on where you're at, if you just get fired for lack of performance, that sucks. But I've towed the line a lot of places. Like when I was at Wesleyan coaching D3 football, I ruffled feathers in the athletic department because I was trying to push them to go above and beyond. And I was like breaking rules and holding workouts I shouldn't have been holding and challenging the system. And challenging the way we did things and stuff like that. And I just think it's like I will always be okay with getting fired for standing up for what I believe in. And if I get fired for coaching somebody too hard, listen, I won't lose any sleep over that. For coaching someone too hard. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's watch some film. I'm fucking ranting. I'm going to give you like 10 minutes. I'm fucking tired. Jacob Liebert, you're up. Love you guys. Hey. So this is good suddenness. Let's full speed this bitch. Full screen, I mean. This is good suddenness, Jake. Real good suddenness. Oh, you're out? You're out? Not enough sink. Like, sink on those hips more. This is my focus with Juwann when we were in Colorado. Sink more. So look. So, hold on. That one wasn't bad. So that's not bad, right? You got your knee inside your ankle, but, like, you're not pushing off this enough and sinking into this enough. Like, I need to see your hips go down a little bit more, okay? Like, the knee inside your ankle is not bad. But, like, see how upright this leg is and everything? Like, I need all just a little bit more bend through everything. And push off a little bit more side to side. And, like, the hips. Just, like, more. Like, I don't see a lot of side to side hips. I see you kind of jabbing. See how there's not, like, it's an okay rhythm. But see how your hips aren't shooting opposite. So, right here, you're going to break off your right foot and come this way. Right? Everyone see that? You're going to break off your right foot on this cone and come this way. My hips, before I break, better shoot to the right. I'm breaking off my right to go left. My hips better shoot to the right and then come back. And you're not really doing that. Does that make sense, Jake? Hold on one sec. Give me 1 second. All right. Jake, here we go. All right, that makes sense. Here we go. Next one. Someone said on TikTok, 2 things about me. They said, someone said on TikTok, CEO of Does That Make Sense? Which I say that a lot. And they said CEO of Good job after every rep. Yeah, Jake, you got it. But the CEO of Does That Make Sense is really funny. This is okay. This part is pretty good. I like this part. So just understand this, though. Like, you're being powerful with these steps, Jake, and I like that. I want you to get out a little faster. I think like you're spending a little bit too much time on each cone. Get out. But then you're not, like, it's not the same body position. So the other thing this drill works on, guys, is making sure that your body mechanics are right with every pressure step. For me to be powerful with this, see how your whole body's aligned? See how you're not reaching? See how everything's underneath me? See how you're pushing off from a powerful spot? Now look at this. That's not as powerful. You saw where your foot landed, Jake? See how that's like, I mean, it's hard to pause it on YouTube, but see how this is like outside your framework? You're just not, you're too worried about getting out of it. You're not like, just run a speed cut. Don't think. Just run a speed cut. I've seen you run speed cuts. It's better than this. And you should be going third. I think that's the other thing. You're short. Go third inside step. So the ball's into your right here. Go third inside step. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Then cut. You go 2. That's a little too soon. But like, it's just your body mechanics, Jake. That's why it's your foot's outside your frame and you're standing straight up. Right here, like that's pretty decent forward body lean. Right there, that's not. You know what I mean? You're just like, it's not real good body mechanics. So just fix that and you'll be all right. Same thing here, just slightly outside your framework. Look at it. You should be able to draw a line. It's not always going to happen. This is the new thing I've been saying to you guys. See if you can draw a line from your nose to your toe. Not on that one. That one you're doing a pretty good job. But that one you can't. That one you can't. See how far outside of it is? And don't think too much about that line to your nose or your toe. It's just a metaphor I've come up with to try to get you to stay inside your framework. Sorry, skipped over it too much. But see, there's a good one. I paused on it accidentally. You're just jumping at it and reaching at it a little bit too much. And just don't let it come outside your framework. But you're really close. As soon as you tighten that up, you're going to be good. This is way better. See, this is way better. Way better hips. So just do that on the stick and slide. Sink more and all that. Keep those arms a little tighter. That's not bad right there. You can sink a little bit more, but that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Graham, this is you? Yeah, we never watched this, huh? Jake, good job. You look good. I'd say you're probably reaching a bit on that, Graham, just looking at it. It's close. I feel like you need to redirect your force a little bit better. Like, I don't know if you're being intentional enough with... Hold on. I don't know if you're being intentional enough with pushing off. Hold on one sec. Give me one more second. It's getting late, so I have to answer some messages real quick. So you see this, Graham, is close. Just like, I just don't know that you're being like, I just feel like you're taking the step to take the step. And I don't feel like you're really trying to power off this bitch. You feel me? I just feel like it can be a little more powerful. But mechanically, it's not, it's close. Next. All right. Who else is here? Grayson, you still up? Oh, Graham, did we get to your second video? Hey, by the way, I did a fucking terrible job of explaining this to you guys. I did a terrible job of explaining this to you guys. Let me go over something real quick. Hey, Robbie, Santiago, Grayson, and Nikolai. And I don't even know if I'll get to all you guys. Jappa, just because I love you and we're close and I've known you for so long, I'll probably get to you last and get back to you individually because I know that our bond is real. One step speed cut. Let me see if I have a good example of this because I fucked this up with you guys a little bit. No, I don't. So anyway, you don't have to use. So the video only showed a half circle, and I usually use cones. I usually don't even use a half circle. So if you guys have cones you want to set up, you can set up a half circle of cones. Sorry for making it seem like you didn't. That's very good, Graham. That's very good. It's pretty good. I think you can probably be I think it's the same issue. I don't think you're directing your force quite enough. Because if you were being more violent, like the foot placement's good, but if you were being more violent off this, that next step would probably be gaining a little bit more ground. So I think you can be a little more intentional with your break and just, you feel me? And just keep running. But overall, it's pretty good. All right, next. Gabe Smith, I think you sent me yours at like 10 p.m. I don't have it downloaded, so I'll get back to that one soon. Grayson, you're up. Good hips. Good fucking hips. That's the Mamba athletic hat? I don't know why. Maybe it's just because Kobe died, but I feel like all that Mamba shit is so tough. Oh, yo. I heard this news. Yo, I might be the official receiver coach at Mamba fucking Athletics next year. I'll leave it at that. All right, next. Good duck walk. Real good duck walk. Good wide base. Good hips. This is excellent. This is as good as it gets. This is excellent. This is excellent. Yeah, Gabe, you're good. I just didn't have time to download it. I'll get to you when I get back to my emails. This is a hip shift day, Grayson. This fucking shit better carry over now. You just had a good duck walk. I better not see some sort of shitty... Yeah, Joe Rogan's a man. I better not see some sort of shitty fucking hip shift right now. I'm just letting you know. This fucking better carry over. I'm going to be pissed. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Good sync. So this is awesome. This is awesome. If I could combine you and Jake, you'd be perfect right now. You're going too low and too wide, and Jake Liebert is not committing himself to it enough and getting low enough. So you're getting too wide and not getting off this right foot fast enough. Like, we don't want to get stuck in this position, Grayson. You feel me? Like, nothing good ever happens right here. It's just not going anywhere. I need to get back off that right foot sooner. You're doing a good job sinking. I see that hip shift. See how, Jake, see how his hips are shooting into the right? See that? But then he's got to get back off that right foot right away, sooner. So like what Jake was really good at being rapid and sudden with it, Grayson. That's what you need to add to your game. Jacob Liebert, if you're watching, Grayson's doing a really good job sinking, getting his hips involved. You need to add that to your game. And if we combine the two of you, you'd be perfect. And hopefully everyone else sees that. So like, your sink is good, you're selling it, but like, even if you have the greatest hip shift in the world, Grayson, if you get out of it this slow, you're getting covered. See how long it's taking you to get out of that shit, you know what I mean? So like, just don't build that habit, get right out. Real good shift. Those are the OBJ cleats too? Those are Adidas cleats. What fucking cleats? No, those aren't the OBJ cleats. Look right there. Look like the side on the left foot. Look like the side of that like OBJ logo. Yeah, it's quicker off it. Just getting back out of that. Like, even if you give the best hip shift in the world, right? If you're playing basketball and you cross someone over, just faking him this way doesn't help. It's boom, boom, and it's back. Now you got to get to the basket. So get out of it and get to the basket. It's a terrible analogy, but... All right, here we go. Grayson, stick and slide. A little hip shift day for Grayson. So now this one is not the same, right? I can tell from your first movement. You're too high up right there. Right here. You're too high up. Right there. You don't have the same bend in your knee. You got no bend in your knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? And then so now when you do want to bend, you got to go all the way down here, and you never really get low enough. Just play a little lower, play with a little lower base, and then like, don't rush this. Like, you're not selling it. I need you to fucking stick this shit. Stick that opposite. Stick that shit opposite. Stick that shit opposite. Stick that shit opposite. More. Just commit to it more. So this is good that we saw this, right? You did a good job carrying over the duck walk to the 5-cone instep or hip shift one, the one before. Now you got to carry it over with some rhythm to stick and slide. Same sync. I'd rather you have this habit. So the habit you just had, Grayson, of sinking too much, I wouldn't mind you having it on this drill. It's a good drill to have it on, is the stick and slide drill. Because you're moving. We'll get you to move faster, but I don't want you to rush through it. All right? All right. Grayson's done. I got 2 more on me. I'm running on fumes here. Joe Perks. Joe Perks, you here? Oh, who said they were here? Nikolai, Robbie Adams, Santiago. All right, Nikolai, Robbie Adams, Santiago. Sorry, I'm going Joe Perks first. So Nikolai, Robbie Adams, Santiago. Nikolai maybe. Robbie and Santiago. You guys sent a lot of film, which is fine, but I'm just not going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to go over it right now. I'm going to get it via email. Hey, Brandon. Yes, sir. Just hit me with the film. Jap, I'll get back to you right after. Who's this? Who are we watching? I forgot. This is Joe Perks. This ain't bad, baby. Any other international guys? Actually, you know what, Jappa? You're up here. I will watch your shit. What other international guys? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Joe. Now, here's what I need you to do. See how you're staring at that foot? Get your eyes up. But it's okay for right now because you're kind of figuring it out. You're kind of figuring this out. You know what I'm saying? Like the steps, but just get your eyes up. Good job. This is a good job. It's a good job selling vertical. Your wrong foot is up. I knew there was something fucking wrong. I knew you were short. I knew you were short. Yeah, Graham, DM me about my guy in Middletown. Yeah, you got to get your right foot up, Joe, and then you'll get another revolution. Right foot up, and then you'll get a little bit deeper. Good speed cut, though. Oh, same one? Yeah, so same thing. Let's get that right foot up. All right, good. That's Joe Perks. All right, because Joe's was short, we can go one more. Oh, no, I'm going to go Jappa, because Jappa is... Nikolai, you're foreign, too, though, so I'll go Nikolai as well. Sorry, Robbie. You live in, like, fucking Florida or whatever. I don't feel for you. But I will get back to all you guys ASAP. Jappa, week 20. Hey, so this is week 20 of the program for you? Jap? No shot. That'd be what, 5 months? Probably is. It's crazy. Good drop pop. Good drop pop. Good drop pop. Don't overemphasize it. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't like... All right. Now, here's what I'll say. I don't need you to run both. Pick one. Pick one. A, you're too deep right here. This is not a hitch. This is a stop. Okay? This is not a hip. This is not a hitch. This is a stop. So, first of all, this is not... You're going too deep. This is third and outside. But just because I give you guys 2 ways to run a hitch doesn't mean you should be practicing 2 ways to run a hitch. And I guess that's something I should tell you. Does that make sense? Just because I give you 2 ways to run a hitch, I need you to pick one and stick to it. There's no reason to learn 2 different ways to get out of a 5-yard route. All right, that makes sense, Jappa? I do not, whatever you like more. I think you like the drop pop more, so use the drop pop. Do not practice both. Just wasting your time. Pitchers don't figure out, let me stop with the analogies. This is fine. We don't run, like in the States for the most part, Jappa, we don't run hitches versus press. Like if it's press, like this would be for man, they would convert to a go. But I could say that your pad level is not quite as good here. See that? I don't love this. That's not good body language for a trigger step. You're standing straight up. You feel me? So like commit to that shit. Even more so now when it's press. When it's press, you got to really sell that false accelerated body language and really snap that down with your upper body more. Get his hand off you right away. Right now. Right now. Why is his fucking hand on you? It's doing no fucking good. It's doing no fucking good. It's doing no good. Get his fucking hand off. Get his hand off again. Now you know what's happening? You fucking want him to grab your dick so much that you're fucking letting him determine your route. Get his fucking hand off. He has no business touching you. Fuck him. Don't ever let him fucking touch you. You're running the fucking 2-yard hitch route because you're letting him touch you in a drill. Get his hand off right now. Hand off right now. Hand off right now. And if you get his hand off, you'll run. Instead, you're barely even running. You took 1, 2, that's a 4-yard route. You got to push your depth one more full one. This is why we don't run hitches versus man coverage. You don't have any room to get open. So I don't know, Jap, if your coach tells you to run hitches versus man, then keep practicing this. A stop route, a 9-yard stop route version versus man, a stop route is great because you're getting a 9 yards. Stopping at 5 yards after beating press is tough, man. You don't really have enough room to get running. But don't let a DB put his hands on you, ever. Get those hands off right away. And then let me know what you say about the hitch. I don't love the hitches versus press, but if you teach it, then I'll coach you up on it. Yeah, this is getting better. This is getting better. This is getting better. And you know what? I can tell you're just not thinking quite as much. And I don't even want to give you too much. It's good. Think more. I'm trying to give you simple coaching points, Jap, because I know you get it, and I know you're close, and I want you to get in your head. This is getting a lot better. Be in even less of a rush, and commit to selling him opposite even more. You're doing a good job getting off that right foot. This feels a little bit rushed. Just a little bit rushed. Really sell that shit. Really sell that shit. Really sell this shit. Like, you're doing a good job. You're sinking. Like, this is the best sink, best knee inside ankle I think you've had. Okay. Yeah, Jappa, send me a video with the hitch, and that'll clear that up. Says, good. This is a good job, man. Really good job right there. But just sink more and just sell it more. Like this one, right? Like now you're not, that one's better. But this first one, this is my fear, right? See how the first one you don't really move them at all. You're just tapping your feet in the ground. Watch how this gets different. You just tap, tap. Now you're sinking more. See the difference? Everyone see the difference here? This is what happens when you rush. This is my fear. See how it's just like tap, tap. You're not really moving. But that's tau. Yeah, that one you're moving. That one your hips are shooting. You can trigger step that hitch first man, Brody. You wouldn't false accelerate because you're not running out of it. It would just be one step trigger and you'd be stopping. But yeah, you can trigger step a hitch or a stop first man. See, now here's my issue, right? See how like rushed you look now, Jap? This looks very rushed. There's nothing patient about this. There's nothing, you know what I mean? It's very frantic and rushed. So I just need you to get you. This is now a rhythm thing. Your hip shifts are not as much a body mechanic thing now as much as a rhythm thing. Body mechanics have gotten better. Like this, you did a great job fixing this. That one's not as good. Watch your ankle. Watch your knee inside your ankle. Right? Knee inside ankle. Pretty good. Pushing off. That's how you create that hip shift. Never got it there. You didn't give me anything off your right foot. You never shifted. You just jabbed your left foot because you're too worried about going fast. And you're not being intentional about doing your job. Your job is to cross him over. You're just doing fast. Yes, Spence, it's bad that if one foot's up, you'll trigger step, the other one you'll drop up. I'd like you to be consistent. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'd like you to be consistent. You see this jab? You still didn't sell it enough, but body on the first one, but body mechanic wise, at least I got a little hip shift right there. I got nothing here. All I got was a hop. Don't let anyone ever control your tempo. Not me, not a drill. Go with the pace that you can execute at like same shit, right? You're just hopping. You're getting back to the, so you were new Jappa in the beginning. And the more you go, you're getting back to old Jappa where you're rushing, you're jabbing, and you're using your explosiveness, but you're not shifting. See this? See, you're just like jabbing your upper body. I don't see your hips moving. See what I'm saying, Jap? All right, I'm glad you see it. As long as you see it, I know you'll get it fixed. Same thing. More comfortable, more fluid, bigger steps, more sync, not so frantic, not so herky-jerky, just a little smoother. Think about the word smooth and try and be smooth. So more rhythmic here too, right? Like more intentional steps. Very interesting. And I bet too, Jappa, you probably don't watch a lot of basketball in Brazil either. That's so everyone always asks me what's the biggest difference. This just came to me. And I think it makes a big deal. Everyone always asks me what's the biggest difference between American players and international players. And I always say that the movements just feel more natural to American players. They look more natural. And I think a lot of that has to do with basketball. Because even if we don't play it, we watch it. So that's what I was going to say, exactly what Joseph Young just said. I would watch a lot of basketball, chap. I would spend a lot of time this week studying basketball and try to emulate the rhythm of a Kyrie Irving or Allen Iverson crossover. Watch basketball. They'll help you. Let's do this, Jap. I don't care to coach you on this. I don't care to coach you on this power cut drill right now. Because it's not a big focus. There's things wrong with it. There's things I want to fix. I want you to focus on what I just told you to fix. And we'll get to the power cut drill next time. I do think it's a good idea to play basketball for fun. But for fun, Jappa, not for fucking secretly trying to turn yourself into a fucking monster receiver. Just have fucking fun doing it. Yes, for fun. Not making it some fucking drill. Not making it some sort of fucking, like, competitive shit where you're fucking beating yourself up. For fun, casually, I think, yes. I think that playing basketball could be a lot of fun for you. Could be good for you, I mean, naturally, for your athleticism. But I'm not going to coach you on the power cut drill right now, Jap. Hit me with it next time. I don't even need you to do it until we fix the hip shift stuff, and then I'll talk about the power cut stuff. All right. Nikolai, you're the last one if you're still awake, because you're overseas. Everyone else I got to get to in a little bit. Who have I done already? I did Joe Perks, I did Jappa, I did Grayson, I did Graham, and I did... That was it, right? So I have Santiago, I have Robbie, I'm doing Nikolai right now. Yeah, we're good. Joe Perks, all right, cool. All right, Nikolai, here we go. Last one. Nikolai, what is it? Prestassen. I always know what it is. I just fucking forget. With these double A's and shit y'all got over there. All right, so more violent, more aggressive with these steps. It's called the power cut drill because I want you to create power with every cut. It's kind of powerful, not totally powerful. Not totally powerful. J-Day, I'm going to get back to you. Because I'm just too tired. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to answer you individually. I need to create as much power as possible with these and get out. And by power, I should see a burst, an acceleration off of each cone. I should see here, burst and get out, burst and get out, burst and get out, burst and get out. And I don't see a ton of burst from it. And then you're just standing straight up and if you're running this full speed, you can't run full speed with this pad level. You got to get your chest over your toes more and run. If there was a fucking dog behind you trying to bite your leg off, you would not be running, chasing after you, and you're running for your life. You would never be running with this. You'd be running for your life. That's how you should run the speed cut, for your life. And then that'll be easy. Your brake's not terrible. It's just leading up to it. I need you to be more forward body lean and be more powerful at every cut here, and you'll get to it. The power cut's a reasonably advanced drill. So Jacob Liebert and them asking about advancing to graduate level content. Anything I post from this point forward is kind of graduate level content. So Nikolai, if you don't feel great about speed cuts and one step pressure steps off all that stuff, master that before you get to the power cut drill. But it's not bad. I mean, you're gonna get good, but you gotta be more powerful and just get it. But don't do the power cut drill before you get all the other fundamentals down. This is a better rep, though. This is a much better rep. It's a much better rep, Joe, Nikolai. Much, much, much better rep. It's a good job. Powerful. 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 Much more powerful. Get out. Just fix your pad level. You're speeding through that. Look at the acceleration through the speed cut. Watch the acceleration through the speed cut. You're out. That's fucking good. Everyone watch this. Oh, he's out. Everyone see it speed up? Speed through. That's good. I need the same speed leading up to it. You got me? I need the same speed leading up to it. Good second rep. Some high definition fucking grass right there. Look at that fucking grass. Guys, look at this grass. It's a beautiful fucking shot of some grass, let me tell you. Sorry. Just so you guys know it's getting fucking late. I almost stopped it. Do you feel like you're reaching on these, Nikolai? Just watching the holds. Do you feel like you're reaching on the holds? Because I do. See how long it's taking you to gather this? Look at how much energy it's taking you to gather. Because you're reaching for it so much. See how much springing you're doing to to absorb this? I just need you to stick it and stop. Stick it and stop. There shouldn't be all this absorbing. You know what I'm saying? So just get it right underneath you. Right down. Don't reach. Right down and explode out. Explode out. Don't reach. Explode out. You actually tighten it up. You actually do a better job on these. But you're priming yourself to be too wide in the holds. That one's way too wide, and you get out of it slow. Then that one gets tighter. That one gets tighter. So just tighten them shits up. Right underneath you. All right, I gotta go. I'm fucking tired, guys. I love you. You're the best. Peace out. If I didn't get to your film, hound me about it all week. Like I said, I never care. I'm never mad at you for hounding me. It's my job to watch the film for you because that's what I promised you. All right, Robbie Adams, Miles Himes, Charlie, Santiago. I'm going to get to you guys, and then whoever else is in my email, I'll get to you. All right, that's all I got. Today was a great bean talk. It might have been better than last week. The last two have been fucking epic, but they've also gone 2 hours. I ain't got this kind of fucking time. We've gone 2 hours back-to-back weeks. Fuck. All right, love you. Peace.